This video is based on a recording of a live event. It contains additional content to help the audience understand the context of the topic presented. If you wish to skip directly to the primary topic, see the timestamps in the video description.
Hello, everyone. This is Dennis Whitney with DataRobot. Sorry about that. I am one of the lead AI architects here. I have had various roles here at DataRobot, starting in support, working through AI success, and like I said, I'm currently now a lead AI architect. Today's session, we will be going through how you can use SQL statements to load your data into DataRobot to generate models, as well as using SQL statements to make predictions. Here we go. Before we begin, I just wanted to let you know that what you're looking at right now is DataRobot 9. I will also be using the API for parts of this demonstration. And I've also preloaded a SAP Hana and Snowflake JDBC drivers and credentials to make my life a little easier during this demonstration. All right. Now, to get started, we're going to go ahead and click here in the AI catalog, and we're going to go ahead and add in some of our data from our SAP Hana database. As you can see, I've already got my credentials in place, so I'm just going to go ahead and click through, and it brings us to a screen where we can start selecting our data. Now, in this case, I'm going to go ahead and hit select SQL query. Now, from here, I'm going to go ahead and enter in my select statement. Okay. As you can see, it's really just pulling in the baseline columns of my table, and it will be spitting them out in a format we all recognize with our columns and rows displayed. Now, since this is the SQL statement that we're going to be using to bring in our data, we can really do anything we want here as long as it's a valid SQL statement that is not an outer join. Okay, which means we can do things like, let's see, order by, let's see, if I just want to get a random 50, I can do something like this. By, let's see, random 50. All right, I can click my run button, and we can see we're getting our 50 results. Now, if I click it again, we should get a different set, just like that. Okay. We can also say, in our case, why not? Let's try to use anything that has 4 cylinders. So again, we would just change our SQL statement. There we go. And we click our run button. We get all of our cars that have 4 cylinders. All right. Now, in our case, just for this demonstration, because this is a small data set, I'm just going to use everything. I'm going to go ahead and proceed with the registration. All right. Here we are. We can see that we're pulling in our data. It's reading it all in to the AI catalog here. All right, this is just please note, this is just a little SAP Hana Docker container that I downloaded straight from SAP. This is nothing special. All right. As we can see, it's reading our data, and it's in. Now let's go ahead and create a project out of it. There we go. And in our case, we're looking for miles per gallon. Okay, because that's it's a data set where we're trying to predict the miles per gallon based off the acceleration and weight And there are a few others, but those are the big columns. All right, we'll go ahead and click start. Now it's reading in our data here. Okay, it's going to get through the EDA process. There we go. And this is where where the system is going through and generating all of the models based off of that data from that database. We're reading everything in. All right, now, at this point, DataRobot is processing all of that data and generating our models to be placed in the leaderboard. The leaderboard is this guy right here with this pretty green dot next to it, this models tab. Okay. Over time, as these are run, it'll find the best model that DataRobot found. It does, however, take a minute. So I am going to kind of jump ahead here, so we're not waiting for that. We're going to use this guy. Okay, as you can see, I've already, already used it. Okay, once this ends, eventually, this is what we're going to see. Okay, with our best model bubbled up, and it's tagged as recommended for deployment and prepared for deployment. All right, so let's go ahead and click on the title. We're going to go ahead and click there. There's my test runs there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and click here for my deploy model. Then we come here. This is the page that gives us all of our general information for what we're going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and change this one up here. Just so that I can keep track of it here. And then we're going to go deploy model. All right, I like to wait for this pretty green check mark to happen. Then we can go ahead and return to deployments. Okay. These are some of the other runs that I've made. You can see that this one was just run a few moments ago. All right. So if I click on it in here, this is our model. All right. Now, here, if we click on the predictions tab, there we go. After we get our deployment created successfully badge here, let's go ahead and close that. Here we can start making predictions based off of that, based off of this deployment. Now, remember earlier when we created that when I showed you that SQL statement where we would get a random 50. This is a data set based off of that select statement. So let's go ahead and choose that now. Okay, there we are. We're going to go ahead and select this one. Then you can see here that the system is loaded up. It will be pulling from that dynamic auto prediction AI catalog entry. Let's go ahead and make some predictions. All right. So it's going to go through and take care of this. There we go. There, it's downloading. Now, if we go back to the AI catalog, go back to my dynamic auto predictions. Okay, like I said, there's my limit 50 here. If we come back here and click the create snapshot, what's going to happen is it's going to reach back to my database and get another fresh random 50 rows into my catalog entry. There we go. All right, so we'll let that ingest. There we go. All right, so there it is. It just finished. All right, now if we come back here, predictions, choose, AI catalog, and we go back to our item here, download and compute. There we go. We can see that it's doing the job now. All right, there it is. It's downloading now, and it's coming through here. All right, now if we go to show you here, here we go. Okay, here's my two files. 1 second, let me. There we go. The downloads. Okay, here's the one we ran. There's the first one. There's the second one, and we can see that they're all different. Okay. All right. So we have those there. The next part that I wanted to show you is this is all, you can see this all with code as well via the API. Okay. In my case, I have some of this code already stood up and ready. Let me go ahead and show you how it's done. All right. So here's where we do the setup. So right here, I'm going to need my deployment ID, which is that number right there. I come back in here. I swap that out. Now I go like this. I tell the system what parts we're going to use, which are right here. Now I can go ahead and start making predictions. Here again, this is another one where I'm using a random, you know, in this case, it's a random 20 to do it, simply because it shows better on the page here. All right. But it's really, what, less than 10 lines to do it. And that's only because I'm spacing things out and being neat about it. Here is where we can also control what columns are passed back with this row or with this line right here, the pass through columns row. And here's our data. Okay, so if I run it again, hold on. There it is. We can see more information. All right. Same thing goes with, now we're going to change it up and use all of our predict the miles per gallon for all of our 4-cylinder engines, just to mix things up. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. But again, though, these are just examples of what you can do. And last but not least, just to show a different set of variety here, we can show you, let's go get all the cars that are less than 2,000 pounds. Okay. The neat part with these is that we are reaching directly right back to the database to make this to make these predictions. You can see that with the type setting right here as JDBC. So what we're doing is we're issuing this live SQL statement all the way back to our source database and pulling the data out before we do something with it. Now, another sample here is for us to use the data set, the data set to provide us the information. In this case, this value here, this is the data set of our random 50. Okay, the one that I mentioned earlier, it was this one. Okay, we need, okay. Let's go ahead and show you what happens here. I take this, There they are. Okay. Now, if I come back here, I'll click the create snapshot, which will get us a fresh set of information. Okay. So here it is. It's doing it now. Okay. There it is. Okay. Then we can come back here. Okay, so if we come back here, all right, sorry. We come back here, sorry. We go click. There we go. And we can see fresh information. Okay. Again, these are contrived examples. I will readily cop to that. One of the nice parts, though, that you can do with this, though, is if you need to do things like, random, like this, random data extraction, or if you need to do date ranges, this can get really handy for that. Or if you need to do, however you need to slice and dice your data, it gives you a really easy way to do that. Okay. Now, there is one last way that we can use SQL to extract our information. Okay. Back over here in the AI catalog, there's also the Spark SQL option. Okay. This will allow you to use an SQL statement on a previously provided data set. All right. If I go in here and click the add data, in my case, I'm going to go ahead and use, DataRobot has a 10K diabetes data set that we like to use a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and use that one and go like that. Okay. Now, if I bring up, here we go. Let me see if I can do this right. Okay. Okay. This should be, whoops, hold on. All right. 1 second. Okay. So if we go, just to show you what the sort of things that are possible here. There it is. Yeah, we're gonna wait for this to finish. There we go. Right. Sorry about that. But this is the sort of thing that you can now extract information into a new AI catalog entry via this new SQL statement. There we go. In this case, is just a simple just selecting distinct races and genders from our 10K diabetes data set. All right, that concludes the demonstration, showing you how you can use SQL with DataRobot. If there are any other questions, please let us know.